Hello, we are Sornia. Thank you for inviting us in to your hearts, allowing us to share this time with you. It's so important right now that we keep our communications between us as clear and concise as possible. So keep up the amazing work of sending us the questions and the concerns that you have. Whether you're doing it consciously or not, we are receiving that. We want to very briefly talk to you about the kind of what this exchange is all about so that you can understand it a little bit better. We have spoken to you how what you're doing, we're receiving, and that this is very important for those of us that are in spirit because of what we learn through your having the experience. So this was all designed to be this way. We all agreed that the best way to approach these current times, and you could say for those of you who have been around for a while, that your life, this incarnation was as souls, we came together and decided who would be best fit to enter into physical third dimensional reality, who would be best to stay behind in a support role, and how best to gather information in order for us that are in spirit and not in physical form to get the information from you, and how do we then give that information back to you. So this was all planned, we could say a long time ago. We really want you to get more comfortable with not thinking in terms of time, which we will see if we can touch on that today a little bit. But we want you to be comfortable with there not being time. So how long ago? Just long ago. This was all planned, but it may have been yesterday in your earthly existence in terms of the length of time. So to go back to what we were discussing is that those that were going into human form, taking on the different roles, were all looking for ways in which to go in. This has all been designed and it's been strategically planned out in terms of who would go where, in what locations, in what capacities, in what ways in which you would be best serving humanity and the Great Awakening here, in what ways you would best be doing that, meaning what sort of human experiences would best help the greater good. That's what's going on. We're bringing this up because we're hearing from many of you, well, how did I end up in this job? Or how did I end up with this family? Or how is it that my soul chose the location that I'm at? If my soul chooses, then how is it that all of this occurred? And some of you volunteered. You saw where you knew that your past experiences in human form would be useful, the tools that you learned, the experiences that you had, that you have that memory, that would be very useful for you in certain locations or certain families or certain experiences. And most of you looked at that was the foundation for it. Okay, I have learned these things in other incarnations on Earth, so I know that I can do this. And you then looked for the best location for you to have the experiences that your soul needed on a personal level, that soul expansion. But primarily, those that are hearing these messages, again, these are primarily for you. Where would you best be able to gather information that would then be used by all of us, you and us in spirit, for the greater good? How can we help this planet free itself from the entanglements, the deep, deep entanglements and limiting beliefs and expressions of various forms of control and all of that. How would that best work? So each one of you, whether you are aware of it or not, we're completely on board with everything that you chose for this experience. Now, we've said that to you before, but we're emphasizing it again because some of you, we have been hearing from you, why am I here and not over there where I could be part of a group, a larger group that is combating in the way that I would like to, or is standing up to the tyranny in the way that I would like to, or is doing good over here with these individuals? Why is it that I'm in a location that is very calm and not experiencing any sort of what I see as a need for my skills, right? So many of you see yourselves as having the strength, the courage, and the depth of awareness to go and be the warriors that you all really are. And we're not laughing at you when we say that, but you are all warriors in your own way. So many of you are very eager to express that energy. And a lot of you that hear these messages are in a location or locations that are quieter for a reason. And the reason being that we need grounding energy. We need those like you who have this awareness in the location that you are at in order to help assist as conduits for that Christ consciousness, the divine, to come through and ground itself ever more so than before into all of humanity, surrounding Mother Earth, and all of the layers of existence that are invisible to your naked eye, but most of you know that they are there because you can sense them and feel them. We're talking about other dimensional realities. So all of you who question why you are in maybe a location that doesn't see a lot of action, it is because of that reason. Those of you who may be in areas that you are seeing more action, but are not involved in it, are doing the same thing, and doing it in a way that is vital to this entire experience of the ascension and this awakening. So all of you have a very important role. But what we want to stress here is that what you are experiencing, each one of you, is again by choice. And as you experience it through your own physical form, you are still connected to us, and we are all connected to Source. We are that intermediary between you and Source because we're all working together. And that information comes through you as frequency and vibration, and we are able to take that and document it. And when we get that information about what it means at this time, because what you're experiencing right now, you've never experienced before. What you are experiencing right now at this time, take that information. We then convene and discuss how we can support this ascension, this great awakening, this expansion that is occurring on your planet. How can we best assist those who are in human form as they journey through the different experiences while you're having them? So you're saying, okay, you've already said this stuff, Sornia, what more do we need to know? Well, we want you to be aware of this so that when you are having experiences, you are not just living your lives from that place of complacency and passivity. We want you to be active, observers, if you will. What do we mean by an active observer? Being well aware that everything that you are observing and experiencing is being filtered through you. It's not even being filtered, it's being taken in by you and is being transferred as energy, frequency, vibration to those of us who are assisting in this experience. And if you are unaware, yes, it still goes through, but it comes through in a distorted way. It doesn't come through with the clarity that is beneficial for us to be able to help you, basically. So we want to encourage you to take this next step in being fully aware of who you are in that human form, still connected to the knowledge that you are an eternal being having a human experience. But more importantly, how is that human experience being felt and understood by you as an eternal being? Because it will help you to know yourselves even better. You will get the clarity that you need in difficult situations, not have to wait for the clarity. The clarity will be there right away. We're moving into that next phase of things happening very quickly in terms of your understanding and the evolution and changes that are coming about. So we're just trying to help prepare you for these next events or experiences that are happening, that will happen, that you want to be able to experience them fully from a place of that eternal self as a human being, fully there, and not allow yourself the comfort of saying, well, I can just go kind of slide through today. Now is the time that you begin to hone your skills of observation, not from just the eyes and the brain. The observation should be coming through the heart center, for the very reason that the heart filters it through in a higher vibrational frequency that is more beneficial for us to understand, so that we can send back heart-centered information and not mind-centered information. We hope this makes sense, because it's another layer taking you deeper into your human experience as an eternal being. Because ultimately, that is the hopeful goal, is that you, all of humanity, we hope all, see themselves as eternal beings having a human experience. And that's the great awakening and ascension that you're in the process of experiencing. So keep that in mind. Please be good to yourselves and be aware of that. We did mention about time, and you know that time outside of your third dimensional reality, there is no time as you understand it. We would encourage you, because you are moving into that as being your existence, that you begin to give less attention to time. And you go, how do we do that? We live within a world that's constructed and structured around time. Well, we'll leave that up to you to figure that out, and you will let us know how that's going. But you want to maybe play a game and not look at your clocks for an entire day, and just feel what it's like to not be conditioned by time. You say, well, I have responsibilities. We understand that. You did take on that human form with its responsibilities, but you have time that you are not engaged in some earthly responsibility that you could say a half a day or partial of your day. It'd be great if you could do it for an entire day. Not let yourself at all be conditioned by the clock. And it might have to be on a day that you have dedicated to your own rest and relaxation, but why not? That's a perfect time to do it. And that requires you to fully experience this. It'll be in steps, but we encourage you to do it and find ways. to do it, or at least notice how much you are conditioned by time. That's what we're hoping, that this information helps you to start to notice. I'm always looking at my phone. I'm always looking at the clock. I'm looking to see what time it is. It is such an illusion, and it is such a distraction that we want to really nudge you forward into grasping this. So it's another constraint that has been placed on humanity. And we've talked about this again. We know that we have, but it's another constraint that has been placed on humanity to keep them corralled and keep humanity controlled and in line, and not free thinkers and living your lives from the heart as opposed to living your lives from the head. And you're shifting there. So why not take that opportunity that is there now for you energetically? The support is there to understand how you have a relationship with time. In what way? And is it necessary? Where can you modify it? How can you alter this? What would that mean for you? Again, you don't have to take any drastic steps, or if you want to, that's up to you. We're not going to tell you how to do this. We're going to suggest that you do this and see what kind of information you gain from it. So this is what we have to share with you. Hopefully this will give you some entertaining, working with time, some entertainment, just looking at it from a different perspective and seeing how much you are influenced by the concept of time. So that's it for us today. As always, we love you very much. We're very grateful, and we're moving forward in a beautiful way, and it's thanks to you and your dedication to yourselves, to others. There's some beautiful acts of kindness and generosity and giving going on your planet. It's amazing. You may be being fed a lot about the darkness and people fighting and the anger. Laugh that stuff off. That's not the truth of everyone. There are some beautiful, beautiful experiences going on your planet, and many individuals are waking up to that and feeling that they've had enough of the negativity in your world and are taking matters into their own hands in simple and very kind ways, just with themselves, their spouses, their families, their neighbors, and doing it in their communities. So continue to be brave, continue to find that joy, continue to be the beacons of light and hope for those others who are on the fence, because it's working, it's evolving, and all of you are going to see this sooner, we hope, rather than later. Thank you all. We love you very much. We are Sornia. Goodbye.